The year is approximately 570 BCE, and on the sun-drenched coast of Sicily, the Greek colony of Acragas gleams with prosperity and power. Yet, a shadow falls over its magnificent temples and bustling agoras, a shadow cast by its ruler, Phalaris. Here, amidst fierce competition and the constant threat of Carthaginian rivals, cities like Acragas rose to prominence, often under the rule of a single dominant figure, Tyrannos. And now, please stop the video and subscribe to our channel. To be able to keep making videos like this, we need to reach 1,000 subscribers as soon as possible. Thank you. Imagine the rhythmic clang of hammers shaping the great bronze plates, the roar of the fire that would melt the metal into its final, monstrous form. The brazen bull, now christened by the agony of its own maker, stood as a potent symbol of the tyrant's power. An instrument of terror used to silence dissent and eliminate. This was not the creation of art for the sake of beauty, but the meticulous engineering of suffering. Each component, from the heavy lockable door on its side to the intricate network of acoustic pipes within its head, was fashioned with a single horrifying purpose in mind. When the work was finally complete, the bull stood as a grim monument to perverse genius, its polished bronze surface gleaming under the Sicilian sun. A perfect image of animal strength concealing a hollow promise of human agony. Phalaris presented his finished masterpiece to Phalaris, his heart likely swelling with pride, anticipating a great reward for his service to the tyrant. He explained again how the horrifying symphony would work, reportedly telling Phalaris, "His screams will come to you through the pipes as the tenderest, most pathetic, most melodious of bellowings." It was at this moment that the story takes its most famous and ironic turn. Phalaris's face, a mask of cold fury at the inventor's grotesque salesmanship, decided the machine required a demonstration. He looked at the proud Athenian and, as the historian Diodorus Siculus recounts, commanded him to be the first to illustrate its function. "Come then, Phalaris," the tyrant is said to have declared, "do you be the first to illustrate this? Imitate those who will play the pipes and make clear to me the working of your device." Believing he was only meant to simulate the sounds, Phalaris, the creator, crawled into the cold, dark belly of his own creation. The heavy bronze door slammed shut, the lock clicked into place, and the inventor was plunged into darkness. Then, on Phalaris's order, a fire was lit beneath the bull. The bronze began to warm, then to glow, then to sear. The horrifying genius of the acoustic design was proven true as the muffled, agonized shrieks of Phalaris were transformed, just as he had promised, into the deep, bellowing roar of a bull. Phalaris listened, perhaps with a chilling satisfaction, to the first melody played upon his new instrument. However, in a final act of calculated cruelty, he ordered the fire extinguished, and the inventor removed before he could die inside, declaring that the offering must not be polluted by the death of its creator. The half-dead, horrifically burned Phalaris was dragged from the bull's smoking interior, to be taken to the top of a cliff and thrown to his death. The inventor did not die in his machine, but because of it, a victim of the very cruelty he sought to serve. Phalaris, a man whose origins are traced to Astypalia in the Aegean, was the quintessential tyrant of this era. Seizing power around 570 BCE, the traditional story of his ascent is a lesson in ruthless ambition. Entrusted with the construction of a great temple to Zeus, he used the public funds and the workforce at his command to arm a personal guard, seizing the city's Acropolis and establishing himself as its absolute master. Yet, like many tyrants, Phalaris embodied a dark duality. His reign, which lasted some 16 years, was a period of significant growth for Acragas. He fortified its walls, improved its water supply, and adorned it with fine public buildings, transforming the city into a formidable regional power. But this civic progress was built upon a foundation of terror. Ancient writers, though prone to exaggeration, paint a chilling portrait of a ruler whose paranoia was matched only by his sadism. with some tales even accusing him of cannibalism, specifically of devouring suckling infants. Into this court of terror, where prosperity and persecution walked hand in hand, came a man named Phalaris of Athens, a sculptor and bronze worker of considerable skill. He sought an audience with the tyrant, not to offer a statue of a god or a hero, but to present an invention he believed would perfectly suit the ruler's notorious disposition. He unveiled his proposal for what would come to be known as the Brazen Bull. It was to be a hollow, life-sized bull cast entirely from bronze, a masterpiece of metallurgy. But its true purpose was not aesthetic. Phalaris described, with what one can only imagine as a chilling pride, how the device was engineered for execution. A door cleverly hidden on the bull's flank would allow a condemned prisoner to be sealed inside. Then, a fire would be lit beneath the bronze belly, slowly heating the metal until the person within was roasted alive. The inventor, however, had added a flourish of unparalleled cruelty, a detail he surely thought would delight the tyrant. He had designed a complex system of tubes and pipes leading from the interior to the bull's nostrils and mouth, an acoustic apparatus that would capture the victim's screams of agony and convert them into a sound that mimicked the furious bellowing of a live bull. The smoke from the burning flesh, he allegedly added, would even emerge from the nostrils as clouds of spicy incense. It was, in his mind, the perfect synthesis of punishment and spectacle, a machine that turned death into a theatrical performance for the state. Phalaris, upon hearing this description, was reportedly disgusted by the sheer inhumanity of the invention. Yet his next command would reveal a cruelty that surpassed even that of the inventor he feigned to condemn. His name is a whisper of fear, a synonym for a cruelty so profound it borders on the mythic. In this crucible of absolute power and burgeoning civilization, an artisan from Athens will soon arrive bearing a gift. It is an object of breathtaking artistry and unparalleled horror, an invention that promises to transform the very sound of human agony into music for a tyrant's ear. What follows is a story not just of a diabolical machine, but of the dark marriage between human ingenuity and human depravity. Power in the ancient world was a raw and untamed element, and nowhere was this more true than in Magna Graecia, the collection of Greek colonies scattered across southern Italy and Sicily. The workshop of Phalaris must have been a place of intense and terrible creation, the air thick with the metallic temps of bronze and the smoke from the forge. The tale of Phalaris's fate became a cornerstone of Phalaris's fearsome legacy, a story that spread throughout the Greek world as the ultimate example of poetic justice and tyrannical caprice.